Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the torque equation of three-phase induction motor. So we are going to derive the torque equation of three-phase induction motor. We are going to see the equation for starting torque and the magnitude of maximum torque and the condition for maximum torque equation. Also we are going to do the numerical based on the torque. So last class we have seen the operating principle of a three-phase induction motor. So how does three-phase induction motor works? With the help of 4 diagrams I have shown you. So I am just going to do a quick revision of that. So this was the stator, rotor conductor, and this is the assumed direction of rotating magnetic field. We are assumed the rotating magnetic field direction to be in clockwise direction. The next diagram what we have seen that there will be a current carrying conductor in rotor. This is stator, direction of RMF, and this is RMF. So this is the diagram showing the interaction of two fluxes. Then last we have seen diagram showing the direction of force. So according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, whenever there is a change in flux linking with the conductor, EMF will be induced. So first diagram is showing the direction of RMF, that is clockwise direction we are assuming. Then in second diagram, what is happening? RMF getting interacted with the rotor conductors. So EMF is getting induced in the rotor conductors. Hence current will flow in the EMF in the rotor conductor because rotor is closed circuit. So this current carrying conductor, we are assuming the direction to be into the plane of the paper. For this assumed direction of current, the flux produced will be in the clockwise direction. So left hand side you can see the two fluxes, that is the flux RMF and this flux produced by rotor conductor are in same direction, and right hand side they are in opposite direction. So here addition of fluxes is taking place, here cancellation of fluxes is taking place. So high flux density area is created on left hand side, low flux density area is created on right hand side, and high flux density area will exert a push on the rotor conductor towards low flux density area, and hence force will be developed in the conductor, and all the conductors will experience force and rotor will experience the torque, and rotor starts rotating. So this is how a three-phase induction motor works. Then we have seen that how induction motor is behaving as a generalized transformer. Induction motor as generalized transformer. So induction motor is similar to the transformer. How in the transformer primary and secondary winding are present, whereas in the induction motor stator and rotor are present. So the transformer, the ordinary transformer is a alternating flux transformer, whereas induction motor is a rotating flux transformer, because the flux produced here is rotating magnetic field or flux, whereas in transformer we have seen the flux was alternating, and there will be air gap between stator and rotor in the three-phase induction motor, whereas there will be no air gap between primary and secondary winding in a transformer. Then one more difference is that the entire energy is in electrical form in the secondary side of a transformer, whereas some part of energy is in electrical form and some part is in mechanical form in case of induction motor. So when this we'll see, when we are going to see the various power stages of induction motor, at that time we can understand this concept. And one more thing is that E2 by E1 is equal to K is in case of transformer. So here also E2 means what? Rotor turns per phase, rotor turns per phase by stator turns per phase, we can say here in case of induction motor. So in case of induction motor, E2 by E1 will be equal to, E2 by E1 will be rotor turns per phase by stator turns per phase. So now today's class we are going to see torque equation and a numerical based on this torque equation. Also in the previous class we have seen the very important concept called as slip. Slip is defined as difference between synchronous speed and speed of the rotor expressed as a percentage of synchronous speed, where Ns is equal to 120 F by P. So this is the synchronous speed of the rotating magnetic field. F is the supply frequency in hertz and P is the number of poles of stator. Also we have seen a few problems on slip. Also we have seen the effect of slip on various rotor parameters. Effect of slip on rotor parameters. So what are those parameters we have seen? Supply frequency. Second one we have seen rotor induced EMF. Then we have seen rotor resistance and reactance. Then rotor power factor and rotor current. So effect of slip on these parameters we have seen, we have found out the equations also, and we have done a numerical based on slip. Very important torque equation, you can get for long question or short also sometimes, very important concept. So torque equation is proportional to the rotating magnetic field which is responsible for the production of EMF in the rotor, and it is proportional to magnitude of current in rotor in running condition, and it is proportional to the power factor in running condition. Torque is proportional to phi I to R cos phi to R. But this phi will be proportional to E1. E1 is nothing but the EMF of stator. Also from the equation of E2 by E1 is equal to K, what I can write? E2 is proportional to E1, or I can write E2 is proportional to phi, because E1 is proportional to phi. So E2 is proportional to E1. This implies E2 is proportional to phi. Also I to R we have seen in the previous class, I to R is equal to E to R by Z to R. That is E to R we got the equation as SE2, Z to R equation we got as under root R2 square plus SX2 whole square. Cos phi to R value also we got from impedance triangle as R2 divided by Z to R, that is R2 by under root R2 square plus SX2 whole square. So putting this 2, 3, 4 equation in equation 1. So substitute equation 2, 3 and 4 in equation 1. So torque is proportional to, in place of phi I am writing it as E2, and in place of I2R I am writing the value as SE2 by under root R2 square plus SX2 whole square, and in place of cos phi 2R I am writing the value as R2 divided by root of R2 square plus SX2 whole square. So multiply all these values, what we are going to get? Torque is proportional to SE2 square R2 divided by roots gets cancelled, so R2 square plus SX2 whole square. If I remove proportionality, I can write here proportionality constant K. T is equal to K SE2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus SX2 whole square. Now for a 3-phase induction, K value is derived as 3 by 2 pi ns. Ns is synchronous speed in RPS. And its equation is given as ns by 60. So substitute the K value in torque equation. T is equal to 3 divided by 2 pi ns SE2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square. Newton meter. The units of torque is Newton meter. So this is the torque equation we got. That is, we can write the torque equation as T is equal to K SE2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square, or we can write by substituting the value of K as 3 by 2 pi ns. I am writing the torque equation as 3 by 2 pi ns SE2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square. So this is the torque equation. So we can find out the starting torque from this torque equation. T is equal to Ks E2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square is the torque equation. Starting torque, that is in the starting, what is the starting torque? So speed is equal to 0 in the starting, so at that time slip will be equal to 1, because when you substitute the value of n is equal to 0 in ns minus n by ns equation, what we are going to get? S is equal to ns by ns, that is equal to 1. So same thing I am writing here, that is in the starting speed is 0, slip is equal to 1. So substitute the value of slip is equal to 1 in torque equation. Torque equation is what? T is equal to K S E2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square. This was our torque equation. So substitute the value of S is equal to 1 here. So T starting, TST will be equal to K E2 square R2 by R2 square plus X2 square. This is the starting torque. Units of torque is Newton meter. Now let us derive the condition for maximum torque. So before deriving that we can solve a numerical here. A 3-phase 400 volts 50 hertz 4-pole induction motor has star connected stator winding the rotor resistance and reactance are 0.1 ohms and 1 ohms respectively. The full load speed is 1440 rpm. Calculate the torque developed on full load by the motor. Assume stator to rotor ratio as 2:1. First we shall write the given data. Given data we will write here first. P is equal to 4, F is equal to 50 hertz and line voltage, that is I am representing it by even line. Line voltage is given as 400 volts. Resistance is given as 0.1 ohms. Reactance is given as 1 ohms and speed is given as full load speed is given as 1440 rpm. And stator to rotor ratio is given as 2:1, that is 2/1. So from this equation of K is equal to E2/1, E2 is nothing but rotor turns per phase by stator turns per phase. So what I can write here, E2 here is rotor, that is 1/2, that is 1:2, that is 0.5. K is equal to 0.5 we got. First let us write the torque equation, that is 3/2 pi ns S E2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square. So what parameters we have to find out here? R2 X2 is given here. E2 we have to find out, because this is line voltage, we have to find phase voltage. S we have to find out. How to find out S? What is the formula for S? S is equal to Ns minus N by Ns. So first we need to calculate Ns value. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. 120 F by P means 120 into 50 by 4, that is 1500 rpm. Ns is 1500 we got. So substitute the value of Ns is equal to 1500 here. 1500 minus 1440 is given here. N value is 1440 divided by 1500. You are going to get the value of slip when we calculate as 0.04. Slip value we got as 0.04. Now we can calculate the value of Ns, small ns, that is Ns is equal to Ns by 60, 1500 by 60. RPS. So we got the value of S, we find out the value of Ns, we know R2 X2. Now we have to find out the value of E2. So line value is given here, that is E1 line is given as 400. For a star connection, because this is a star connected stator, it is mentioned in the question, it is a star connected stator. So for a star connected winding, just we will recall the equation for voltage and current. For star connection, line voltage is √3 times phase voltage. So here line voltage is 400, phase voltage you have to calculate. So E phase you have to calculate, E1 phase, that is 400 divided by √3 will be my phase voltage, E1 phase voltage. So 400 by √3 value is 230.94 volts. Now according to this equation, E2 by E1 is equal to K. What I can find out here, we can find out the value of E2 phase. So E2 phase, how I can calculate? E2 phase will be equal to, or just E2 will be equal to K into E1. K value we got it as 0.5. So 0.5 into E1 phase will be my E2 phase. What is the value of this E2 phase? 115.47 volts. This is the value of E2 phase. So now we got all the values, substitute in the torque equation. Substitute all the values in the torque equation. That is 3 by 2 pi, Ns value is 25 RPS into S value we got 0.04, 0.04 into E2 value we got it as 115.47 square into R2 value is given in the question as 0.1 divided by 0.1 square plus Sx2. S is 0.04, x2 value is given as 1. So after calculation we are going to get the torque value as 37.81. The units of torque are Newton meter. Now let us see the condition for maximum torque. Let us now see the condition for maximum torque. So torque equation we will write here Ks E2 square R2 by R2 square plus Sx2 whole square. So parameters like K, E2, R2, X2 are the constants here. So what we can write that? We can say that torque is proportional to slip. Torque is proportional to slip. That is maximum torque we are going to get whenever we are differentiating torque with respect to slip and making it equal to 0. So dt by ds is equal to 0 will give us the condition for maximum torque. Now differentiate this equation of torque, that is S E2 square R2 by R2 square plus Sx2 whole square and equate it to 0. So derivative of u by v is equal to v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square. So this formula we already know. So now this is u and this is v. So v into derivative of u. So v is how much? R2 square plus Sx2 whole square into d by ds of u. U is my what here? Ks E2 square R2 and minus u. U is how much? Ks E2 square R2 d by ds of v. V is how much? R2 square plus Sx2 whole square divided by v square, that is R2 square plus Sx2 whole square and equating it to 0. Now differentiate this here, R2 square plus Sx2 whole square, k is constant, E2 square R2 is constant. So ds by ds is 1. So what I can write here? K E2 square R2 minus Ks E2 square R2. So R2 is constant, so differentiation of constant is 0, and here s square is there here, and x2 square is constant, and differentiation of s square is 2s. So what I can write here? 2s x2 square, and when we cross multiply this will become equal to 0. So what I can write here? So I can split this equation. R2 square K E2 square R2 plus s square x2 square K E2 square R2 minus 2ks square E2 square R2 x2 square equal to 0. So that will be equal to R2 square K E2 square R2 plus K s square E2 square R2 x2 square minus 2 K s square E2 square R2 x2 square. So this will be square K E2 square R2 will be equal to what? K s square E2 square R2 x2 square. 1 minus 2 will be what? Minus 1. So when I take it as equal to, this will go to right hand side and becomes plus. I can cancel here R2 E2 square K. So R2 square by x2 square will be my s square, or I can write s square is equal to R2 square by x2 square. If I take the positive value of s here, so I am writing here maximum value of slip, that is Sm is equal to R2 by x2. So this is the slip at maximum torque. Sm is equal to R2 by x2. So this is the value of slip at maximum torque, that is R2 by x2. And you can also calculate the magnitude of maximum torque. Magnitude of maximum torque can be obtained by substituting the value of S as Sm in torque equation. So torque equation is T is equal to K Sm E2 square R2 by R2 square plus Sm x2 square. So in torque equation, in place of S I am writing as Sm. So substitute the value of Sm as R2 by x2, that is K into R2 by x2 E2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus R2 square by R2 by x2 into x2 whole square. x2 gets cancelled here. K R2 square E2 square divided by x2 into R2 square plus R2 square. So what we are going to get here? K R2 square E2 square by x2 into 2 R2 square x2. R2 square gets cancelled. T is equal to K E2 square by 2x2. This is the condition from maximum torque, K E2 square by 2x2, and units of torque is Newton meter. So this is the magnitude of maximum torque, that is K E2 square by 2x2. So what you are seeing here, that torque is dependent on E2 x2 and it is not dependent, maximum torque is not dependent on rotor reactance R2 but the slip at which this occurs. So next class we are going to see the torque slip characteristics. Thank you students. Thank you everyone.